It's beginning to look a lot like freezing, cold from head to toe. Got our first snow of the season this morning, which I'm not necessarily a big fan of, despite the fanfare in the song. Right at the same time, we received a beautiful 310 BHDS Freedom Express Bunkhouse from Coachmen here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. 7,500 pounds, basically on the nose. I think this is 7,501 in point of technicality. If you'd like to see if we have one of these in stock and available, it's very simple. Simply click the link in the video description that says check for price and availability. That will indicate to you if we have one in stock, and if we do, how it is equipped, because it could be different from what you see here. This video is not necessarily the 310 that we have in stock, it's just a 310 that we have had in stock. We also clearly publish pricing at HaylettRV.com so that you can get a a real world idea of what something like this is going to run. Now, we do not charge hidden fees at our dealership here at Haylett RV, so that's another thing to consider. We just put our cards on the table. We don't charge you extra for destination or prep or any of that nonsense, you know. You get propane, you get batteries, we show you how it works, we clean it. That's all part of the price tag. These are things that a dealer should be doing, so we do them. This has been just a staple of our diet in travel trailers here at Haylett RV for a long time. And like all Freedom Expresses, it has some unique qualities that really kind of give it a unique standing point within the industry. Now, this is a Liberty Edition, which is the upgraded series. That being said, most of the 310s that you see out there, they're going to be the upgraded Liberty series. The Freedom Express Ultra, which is the trim package below this, you don't typically find in these big double slides. That's just by customer demand. So everybody and their brother builds this floor plan. Why on earth would you choose the Freedom Express version? That's what I want to focus on. And all this education, all the things that we do for you, how easy we make it, that's the kind of reasoning that you should be considering Haylett RV for your purchase, because, you know, we're going an extra step above and beyond. If you want to talk about customer service, there's not a lot of places that allow this level of customer service, you know. Not only can you walk around our lot unmolested, you know, you don't have to have a salesman tagged along and stapled to your hip. We're giving you the information before you even leave your house. You can watch this on your phone at lunch. Enough of all that. So, like I said, this has some cool, unique qualities. What are those things? Well, one of my favorite facets of this, as a taller person, is that this is a really exclusive thing in the industry, is that it has an extra tall interior in an ultralight, and it has an extra long bed. So this is one of the industry's very few handcrafted, tall person-friendly lightweights out there. And I think that's a big deal. I mean, that extra height inside, and you'll see it when we get in there, it means more room in the slide-outs. It means taller kitchen cabinets, taller bunks, taller shower. All that stuff is nice. Now, the Liberty Edition adds a lot of the... Well, first of all, a base Freedom Express is already pretty nicely equipped. And that's another thing that I like about the Freedom Express series here at Haylett RV. They are one of the most intelligently designed for the end user, not specifically just for the salesperson. Things like this tongue-mounted spare tire right here. It leaves the rear bumper open for bike racks. It improves load equalization, things like that. Now, the Liberty Edition, we're picking up the full automatic stabilization system here. So you got a push-button stabilizer system where that tongue jack will level the trailer out, and then your power corner stabilizer jacks will, you know, go down, kiss the ground, keep the trailer from rocking and rolling, all kinds of good stuff. Magnet latches on all exterior doors, your flip-up doors like this, with the nicer metallic bus-style slam latches. Those are things I like to talk about. Also, the fact that this is a full laminated, fully insulated baggage door with a protected hinge, so that you're not going to have weather penetration in there. Now, you kind of saw from the other side, we have a 42 cubic foot pass-through storage space up front, and for the longest time that was by far and away the largest in the ultralight industry. Other brands have since done their best to try to emulate that, but Freedom Express really has been a trendsetter in the ultralight business. These old dogs at Coachmen with over 50 years of experience, centralized hookup locations right there, by the way. I often forget to point those out. These guys at Coachmen, I mean, they came up with some new tricks years ago, and not a lot of other brands have caught on to a lot of this stuff yet. The pass-through storage is one of those things. Now, we do have an enclosed forced air heated underbelly. We do have a full walk-on roof structure here that is, you know, I mean, you can tap dance all over it. They've got 5-inch arched, or 5.5, I can't remember, arched roof trusses, the 3/8 walk-on deck, laminated walls, laminated floor, aluminum framed walls and floor, aluminum perimeter roof. Notice too the full depth slides. This is a big ultralite. Those are words that don't normally go together. So it's extra tall inside. It has full depth slides. Historically, ultralights had shorter ceilings. Ultralights had more shallow slides. And Freedom Express, they said, forget that. We're going to find a way to make a full-size, full-feature, lighter weight trailer. Now, nothing, you know, everything is a push and a pull. And all these qualities I've listed, they're all positive. It does come at the expense of an additional cost. But that's the push-pull. That's why I like having so many different brands of RVs available here at Haylett RV, so that we have something for everybody. We've always got something that fits your needs and your budget. This is a full outside kitchen model, as you can see, and 2 years ago, I think it was, Freedom Express redesigned their outside kitchen, and it's one of the best out there. So they include the full-size refrigerator, not the little college kid 2 cubic foot mini fridge. I think that's a 3.3 or something like that. They've also created a space here. If you do feel like throwing entertainment, you want to add a TV outside, you can do that. But it's also a perfect little spice rack or a little like phone charger shelf. Now, whether we're inside or outside, all countertops, tabletops, they're at least a thermal foil. When we're here in the Liberty Edition, the kitchen becomes solid surface. Now you've got a pull-out Coleman camp grill right here. It's not tied to the trailer. It's fully portable. That's another thing on this RV. They're spending a lot more money on a lot nicer grill here. This is a high-output actual grill, not a low-output outside burner. There is a difference because you can't blow that out very easily. It takes a 5 times greater wind to blow that out. And a full extension undersink wraparound utensil drawer, as I like to call it. Little phrase that's not creative, but I came up with it years ago and people like it, so I keep using it. C'est la vie. Another thing that's portable is all of your utensils. This is neat too, because you got another one of these inside in this specific model. So you actually can have dedicated inside, outside utensils. Now we have a real sink with a real drain that goes into a holding tank. It doesn't just dribble onto the ground. And the little detail stuff, a lot of very nice lightweights, some very expensive lightweights, will have only a double step in the back instead of a triple. Well, this door is direct access to the bathroom, and it is so for the convenience of keeping the kids from tracking dirt through the whole trailer. And that does have a deadbolt privacy lock on it for those who are a little shy. Well, when you've only got a double step back here, who's using this door the most? It's the kids. When the first step is like 18 inches off the ground, that's a lot for some of the little buggers there. So it's nice to have the easier entry steps right here. They're also aluminum, so they're lighter weight. You're not going to have those corrosive type issues. Wide stance stability axles. This is a long trailer. You can't have a double slide bunkhouse like this without it being pretty darn close, if not more than 35 feet tip to tail. The full specs available at our website, or you can give our guys a call. The wide stance stability axles, what they do is they help you cheat the wheelbase. Everybody worries about how much weight can I tow. Nobody worries about how much length can I tow. And that's that sort of extra information that we provide you with here at Haylett RV. That's the reason you should really be calling our dealership. There's more than one dealership that carries this exact trailer. There's more than one dealership that has a good price. But there are not a lot of dealerships that really take the time to learn about you and your family and how you're going to camp. Now, this is kind of neat right here. On a lot of Freedom Express floor plans, this would actually be that pull-out Coleman camp grill. But because this has a full rear outside kitchen, you don't need that to be there. But a lot of camper construction is very homogenized. It's very modular. They find chunks of an RV that work really well. In this case, the Super Slide living room and kitchen. Well, Coachmen found a Super Slide living room kitchen that just works extremely well, and we're about to hop inside and see it. But it has a little dead storage pocket around there, and they said, you know what if we open that up and we can use it outside? So they never waste anything. Storage is such a big key deal to these guys. A couple other little quick high points before we step inside. We do have our little solar prep plug there for the portable panels we have available here at Haylett RV. Tilt adjust awning with full-length LED lighting. The entry doors are strutted so the wind won't slam them open, which is really important by that rear door, because if you see how close it is, those awning arms, if that door flung open or the kids flung it open, not even the wind, you could have a damaging situation. Well, now that's all been eliminated. That's been removed. I think we're good outside. Let's hop inside where there's a little less snow. The first thing I like to hit on inside of a Freedom Express here at Haylitz is that additional inside height, because it is such a unique quality within the lightweight trailer world. This has a 6'9" linear height interior. That means it's 6'9" all the way across. It doesn't have that bubbled ceiling. I know that bubbled ceiling can be very attractive, but it means that the walls are shorter. A shorter wall is really what determines most of the aspects of an RV. It determines the slide height, it determines the shower height, it determines bunk space and whatnot. So this taller interior height all the way across is actually far more functional. It gives us bigger slides, bigger windows, bigger everything. Now, how did they accomplish all this extra height, yet this is only 7,500 pounds? And the answer is Azdel. Azdel is a composite material under the skin. It's finally becoming more popular. I used to say the word Azdel and people are like, what, huh? What now? But no, people actually understand what it is at this point. Now remember, visit the link in the video description to see the one that we have in stock, because it might even be just a different fabric decor from what we see here. I can't keep track of the names anymore. We carry too many brands here at Haylett RV. Like, to give you an idea, in this floor plan, we have this in Jayco, in Keystone, obviously, in Coachmen, in Rockwood, in Highland Ridge, in everybody. Everybody builds this layout if they know anything about travel trailers. And for good reason. It's a just killer layout. Now, the Liberty Edition Freedom Express does a couple neat things. Like, they add some fun accent lights up here above your entertainment center. You've got little accent lighting below that tri-fold memory foam sleeper sofa. You've got some lighting below your dinette over there. Like I said, this is a tri-fold sleeper sofa. Actually, Freedom Express was one of the first to adopt that instead of that terrible airbed that plagued everybody for years. One of the questions I get in this specific model all the time, and I think it's a really smart design thing from Coachmen, people say, why is there no window right there? Because there's a window right there. Why not on the other side of the slide? And the answer is, if you remember from the outside how close together that rear slide and this slide right here are, there's not enough room to get airflow in there. So instead of spending money on a worthless window that doesn't actually do anything, they move that money elsewhere, like the sealed edge thermofoil countertops. Like these, in the Liberty Edition, you get these full, like, I don't know how deep, but roughly 40-inch dinette drawers. This dinette is one of the best in the entire industry. This dinette, Coachmen absolutely nails. Because again, it's the things that they do for the end user, not the things that they do for the salesperson that I like here. So both sides of the bench in a Liberty Edition get these full extension drawers. Remember, you have the accent lighting below. This table can only do everything. Obviously, your primary function with this is going to be for a dining table, but it can also fold down into a sleeper. You can move the table over in front of the sofa for like a coffee table. You can fold it down to sleep on it. And because it's free floating, you don't really need to take it outside for a picnic table. You may have noticed in the belly, this includes its own picnic table. But they even include little slider panels on the back of the dinette here. I gotta clean my camera lens. So that you can get to the rear bench storage. And that right there, that's the little stuff that they're doing here in the Freedom Expresses that the industry as a whole just doesn't do. I'm not going to say that there's absolutely, positively no one else that does it, and my battery box must have gone out because I have like no lights left in here. Oh well. Thankfully, the lighter, brighter colors they're using in the Freedom Express right now kind of precludes the need for a lot of lighting during the day here, which is a fantastic feature. But again, my point is, they're doing some awesome, unique qualities here. Like, let's look at the kitchen right now. So, at a glance, you're like, boring. I've seen this kitchen before. But what you need to understand is this is an extra deep countertop. They're giving you like an extra foot of countertop depth right here, and I can show you that because if all these stoves are standardized sizes, basically. Because if a manufacturer decides they're going to change stoves, they can't decide to recut every single countertop. So all these things have to pretty much fit into the same slot. There's like 12 or 18 inches of counter space behind the stove. That's not industry standard. I was at the like home furnishing store buying a new light fixture for my house the other day. I saw this exact same faucet, like $200 or something like that. This cool little residential sprayer type faucet right here. It's got a, I mean, it's literal residential stuff they're putting in here. Liberty Edition gives us solid surface countertops, and I love this almost, I don't know if you call it mother of pearl color or whatever, but this is the giant farm sink here that's become very popular. and it's stone cast. That means it's rated for up to 500 degrees of concentrated exposure. So you literally can't screw it up by pouring boiling water into it. Another of the utensil drawers that I mentioned. And if you look here, because you have extra deep countertops, that means you have extra deep cabinets. You kind of get an idea of depth and scale with that drawer I pulled out. But you have huge countertop space in here. Now, what you don't have are floor heating vents, but never fear. It does still have centralized floor heating in a Freedom Express. What they've done is they've done cabinet ducted heating. Now, the argument here you could make, and I've actually done videos on this, is you could say, well, cabinet ducted heating isn't as efficient. And while that is theoretically true, this is such a small cubic foot of space of cabin to heat, it's just not an issue. It's just not an issue. So by not having floor vents, they've eliminated the ability to collect dirt and debris in floor vents. So kids, with their M&Ms and Skittles, or just you with your paper clips, or just the dirt off your shoes or whatever, it doesn't get tracked down into a floor vent, which, while not impossible to clean, is difficult and not fun. Remember, we do have extra tall cabinets over here, and if you notice on the left side of that cabinet, we have the hideaway control panel so the grandkids can't muck with everything. Unfortunately, the batteries died on us, but I do want to point out that we have double lighting runs in here. Now, Liberty Edition, you're going to get a bigger air conditioner, We've got a bigger refrigerator also. We've got a 8 cubic foot instead of a 6. But notice, they have both the bigger fridge and a full-fledged pantry over here, as well as this additional little corner linen bonus cabinet, extra pantry, or whatever you want it to be. On a lot of manufacturers, you'll either get that or that, but typically not both. But again, Coachmen is big time focused on storage. They just don't waste any storage opportunities. Now, we've got a foot flush porcelain stool right here because, again, we are in that's a good indicator of a nicer branded trailer. That is a deadboltable door, so you don't have to worry about privacy issues. Our nice little towel hanging rack over there. Again, waterproof countertop, the thermofoil thing going on here. Protective shower wall surround paneling. And remember, this is a taller trailer. That means a taller shower that a taller goofball like me can fit into without bonking his head on things. Now, here in the rear bunk area, we do have a sliding pocket privacy door. So we can actually close off this, and I call it Mom and Dad's sanity room. Now, this is, someone said, oh, it's cow print. No, it's Dalmatian print. Remember the mascot for Coachmen's? Oh, crap. I always call it Spot the dog. I think it's actually Daisy the Dalmatian is her name. I can't remember her name. I cannot remember her name. Anyway, so that's kind of just a tie-in and a throwback to the fact that, the Dalmatian is a Coachman mascot. Now, you got the little ConvertiCube futon thing going on here. Another little phrase that I came up with. If you want to have it set up as a lounge, if you want to have it set up as a sofa, if you want 1 or 2 beds, this is really cool because you look at it, you say, well, it's only got 3 beds in here, but it can sleep 4 kids very comfortably. Now, they're very generous with the lighting. Unfortunately, like I said, my battery's dead. Sorry about that. I'll have to get that exchanged. But they have at least 1, if not more, lights per sleeping space up here, so that plus additional cabin lighting. Now, for entertainment, this rear wall is set up if you do want to add a little TV to the wall. You want to mount a flat screen on the wall, you can. And your outside kitchen is under this bunk. But you notice that they also built all of this storage off the face of that. What that creates up top by default organics here is what I call a big kid bunk. It's about 50% wider, and it's really nice for tall kids to sleep corner to corner. And notice that every space has a window. That's an awesome facet. Also, you'll find that USB plugs and charging locations are all over the place as well. Now, to get to the upper bunk, some brands include a ladder. Coachmen decided to be a little fun, a little different, and they came up with the kitty climber rock wall. I don't know what they call it. Again, that's what I call it. I have my own weird names for everything. That's probably how I remember this stuff. And huge. This is just full-length potential hanging closet space in here. I mean, this is just huge, huge amount of storage. I love the little sectioned off spot at the bottom right there, for, I don't know, keeping the kids' shoes or just hats or extra stuff. Now, this is all lumber core cabinetry. What that means is that this is pocket screwed. The cabinetry in the Freedom Express is not stapled together. You do have fold down sleeper seating. That dinette is something like 84 inches long. If you're doing the math, that's about a 7-foot bed. So, even if you have an adult guest or a big kid, they can easily sleep here. The sofa is a trifold sleeper sofa. So once again, if you need to sleep big people, adults, guests, whatever, this can handle that. That's what's nice. Now, in the Liberty Edition, we upgrade from pleated shades to full-on, like, motorhome roller shades here, these blackout window shades. And where it's really nice is right there in the bedroom. If you want privacy or you need to retreat because you got a migraine, you want to hide back in the bat cave, this is a perfect model to do that. And I just about killed myself on that drawer I left open. Safety tip number 37 from Haylett RV here is don't leave your drawers open. You could interpret that two ways, I suppose. That's I should probably work on my phrasing. Anyway, so the TV can spin around. You have sliding privacy doors on both sides of the bedroom. Those are fantastic qualities because it gives you the ability to have a private sleeping space without losing your entertainment options. Now you've got in that pocket below the TV, you could use that for like extra electronics you want to bring along. There are phone charging plugs and everything right there, your USB plugs. Electric space heating fireplace, so that you don't have to burn up your propane for a little bonus heat. I wish that was running right now. My left hand would feel a lot better. It's a little crispy right at the moment. And below that, you've got your entry area shoe garage. And this is one of those things that, once again, it's the littlest thing, but it's the biggest thing. It gives you a place to collect the shoes by the door. You don't track dirt through the whole RV, and it cuts the clutter, guys. Isn't that what we're looking for, is to cut the clutter so we just don't have to deal with it all the time? And they've, last year, they upgraded the TVs to maximum size, basically, for this spinning housing. So they put the biggest size TVs they can in this. It's, again, a more premier level product. Remember what I said outside. This is a full 80-inch true queen bed. And I mention that because a lot of times people go, oh, I don't like it when the bed is so close to the wall here. And it's because you're used to campers with short baby queens. This is a full, true 80-inch residential queen. Queen sheets fit this. You're going to fit on it just fine. I like this bed because I can fit on it. You get a nice little look at my legs there and those just very snazzy slacks that I'm wearing today, I must say. Anyway, so above the bed, you see those little white lights that obviously don't need a lot of power because they're still doing their job to an extent. But they're dual element LEDs, and I have seen 4 or 5 other brands that used to have these in the bedroom have quit using them because they cost too much for the other brands to use. So again, this is a good indicator. This is one of those areas where you can see that the Freedom Express series at Coachmen, they're not afraid to spend smart money. They're not afraid to spend money that is important where it needs to be done. They're not just trying to find the cheapest, chintziest thing they can possibly get a hold of. Now, when you get a full Liberty Edition, you also get this cool headboard in the nose cap. But what's neat about it is that it has additional USB charging plugs and that extra little spotlight up there. So whether it's going to be nighttime reading or if it's just going to be, general phone charging or anything, you're fine. Now on each side of the bed, you will find outlets here so that you, need to run a CPAP machine or whatever, you're fine. And a lot of people don't realize there's actually quite a hidden alcove under the bed here. There is decking below this mattress, so if you sit on the edge, you're not going to, fall down and hurt yourself or anything. But it's a nice little spot to be able to kick off mom and dad shoes, kind of keep those out of the way, too. So I think we've pretty much nailed it here. Again, apologize the batteries ran out on me. But the good news is when you visit us here at Haylett RV, our team, we generally walk around with each individual person has their own battery box like mine that's dead. Hopefully theirs is not dead. And we power stuff up. So if you want to push the buttons, you want to see the awning, you want to play with those LED cool lights or whatever, you can do that here at Haylett RV. Or if you just want to walk around and you don't want somebody harassing you trying to get the paycheck out of your back pocket. We don't require a deposit to just walk around the lot. We don't require you give us a credit score just to look at a camper. This is a big decision. We want to help you make the right decision for your family. Our goal is to help you find your second camper the first time. If that sounds exciting to you guys, then give us a call here at Haylett's. 800-256-5196. Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.